Finally, just like sine and cosine, we have to restrict the domain when we're taking tangent and thinking about inverse tangent. Because notice how tangent, yes, it is a function, does not pass the horizontal line test, meaning its inverse is not a function, is not one-to-one. So, in order to make this a function in order to make our inverse a function, we restrict the domain once again, and we're going to restrict that between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. That gets us close to the origin, small values to work with, and it gives us all the possible outputs of tangent. What are the possible outputs of tangent? All real numbers. Negative infinity to positive infinity. So that means that the range of our inverse is all real numbers. It is everything. So the inverse tangent is the only one of these inverse trig functions where our domain is all real numbers. Our outputs, though, are restricted to a negative pi over 2 to pi over 2. The same restriction that we had on our sine. So inverse tangent, we're looking in the first and fourth quadrant, just like when we're doing the inverse sine function. Here, find the exact value of each expression if it exists. Inverse tangent of square root of 3. So we need to think to ourselves, when could we get the square root of 3? Well, I believe that is the point 1/2 square root of 3 over 2. Because tangent is sine over cosine, we would do square root of 3 over 2 over 1/2. This would give us square root of 3 over 2 times 2, which gives us the square root of 3. So yes, it is this point right here where our tangent would be square root of 3. We do have to think a little bit deeper in this because we have to calculate that square root of 3. So what angle gives us the ordered pair of 1/2 square root of 3 over 2? And that is pi over 3. Arctan of 0, we're thinking when would the output of tangent be 0? And that would be the point 1, 0. Right? Because our sine has to be 0, because 0 divided by 1 gives us 0. The other way around would be undefined. If it was 0, 1, we would be dividing by 0. So that wouldn't be good. Arctan of 0 is when our point is 1, 0. What angle creates that point? That is the angle 0. Arctan of 0 is 0.